Welcome back to D&D's Cooking Classroom. I'm Ed.
I'm Dante.
And today we're bringing you a recipe for a beef roast cooked in a Dutch oven.
And this beef roast has everything. Rosemary, basil, thyme, as well as a little beef broth and red wine right on the side, topped up with that salt and pepper.
Before we get into the recipe, let's talk about what we're cooking with today. We are going to be showing you a beef arm roast, but keep in mind that a beef roast can be various different cuts of the beef. It could be a butt, it could be the shoulder, it could be the loin. There's a whole world out there of different beef cuts, but what we're going to be visualizing today is the arm.
Now Ed, you're talking about all these different types of roasts and butts and loins and shoulders, but what are you cooking it?
Cook it in the Dutch oven, Dante. We're going to explain to you that now for those of you who are not familiar with the Dutch oven. A Dutch oven is a ceramic or cast iron bowl with a tight-fitting lid so that you can keep your meat in the bowl cooking inside of an oven or other convection cooker, and it allows the meat to soak in liquids without them drying out and keeps it flavorful.
Some salt, a little thyme, rosemary, and basil. As well, while this beef roast is searing, we will allow to rough cut our celery, carrot, and onions to put in the Dutch oven. All right, y'all, we want to take that beef roast, put it in the skillet. We got it nice and hot, put it on about a medium-high temperature. Just traps in all that flavor from the seasoning. About 1 or 2 minutes on each side, that's about it. Not too much longer.
Okay, so we've assembled all our ingredients. We're about ready to start putting everything in the Dutch oven. An optional note before we get started, we have raw vegetables here. An optional note is you can take the vegetables and sear them in some olive oil with some flavors, salt, pepper, garlic, whatever flavor floats your boat. But we're just, for simplicity's sake, going to show you the raw vegetable. We start off by taking the beef and place it as best you can at the bottom of the bowl. It curves a good bit, it's a little bigger, but just do your best. Then we're gonna take a little bit, make sure we wipe off our hands with the towel. And we're gonna put in a little red cooking wine to lock in the flavor. Really complements beef really well. Now we have the beef broth here. You can, if you don't have beef broth on hand, you can make beef broth out of bouillon, watered down and adding in a little heat. Then we mix in our carrots. Try to put them on top of the beef as best as possible. Try to get so the flavor falls downward into the beef. Add in our celery. And now we're ready to cook. So we've got our oven preheated to 350 degrees. We're gonna put it in there for anywhere from about 2 to 5 hours, about the size of our piece of meat, probably be about just shy of 2 hours. But the bigger hunk of meat you got, and depending on how well cooked you want it, will depend on how long it ends up in there. But let's go ahead and throw ours in there and get it started. And we'll come back in about an hour and a half to check on its progress. And here's our finished beef roast. Just out of the oven, it's been in about 2 hours. And look at how perfectly cooked it is. Wish you guys were here, you could smell how good it is. See the celery is cooked through. You can even keep the liquid as a beef stock or use it to make a gravy. And yeah, that's how you cook a beef roast.